morning and welcome to my live stream. It's Michelle Grattan here. If you're joining me on the replay, let me know that you're here. Let me know you've watched this and I'd love to know your thoughts. So on Sunday I did a mistress class and it was on the 4 seasons of desire of female sexuality and the 4 seasons that women flow through in their sex drive and in their bodies. If you haven't seen that already, I invite you to go back and check that out. And then yesterday I spoke a little bit about autumn, so the cycle of autumn, and if you find yourself in losing sexual desire, coming away from your partner, if you're feeling, if you're single and you're feeling that you just need to withdraw and come back and you're feeling that there's something wrong with you because you're not having this desire inside of your body. These are all indications of change and transition that's happening inside of your body. And I said yesterday that, racking the place. So I don't have my tripod, my hand is shaking a little bit. Let me see if I can get that sorted. So I spoke yesterday about autumn and I said today that I would be talking about winter, but I'm actually going to talk about autumn. I'm going to continue the conversation about autumn because I was lying in bed last night and the rain was so heavy and it was just so beautiful to listen to the rain that was coming down. And it reminded me that autumn is this time to work through grief. So whenever in Qigong, when I used to teach Qigong, we would work through grief and we would work through healing the lungs and the intestines, and so that they match and they pair. And this is a beautiful time where I bring this invitation to notice the weather around you. So if you notice, people connect with astrology, with the planets and all of the things like that. Well, I teach women and couples to tune into the seasons of their body and noticing the seasons that they're in, the seasons around them. And so whenever we look outside and the rain is falling down, it's this indication to release, to let go, to spend time to heal and to release tears. So you may find yourself going through a change and transition in your life. And there's this beautiful time whenever you go into autumn where you come back to your body, where you really come into a deep healing space because you're no longer in summer. Summer is blooming. It is sexual desire. It is beautiful orgasms, this beautiful conversations and communication with the world and with your partner. But whenever you move into autumn, you feel like there's something wrong with you. You can feel like nothing really seems to make sense anymore and nobody really has the answers that you want to hear. And so there's this beautiful thing to tune into nature. So if in autumn it's raining outside, is this invitation, what I need to release and let go of. Where am I holding the tears? I'm holding grief around something. Can I hold myself deeply? If the wind is there, it's just about surrendering, standing in the wind and imagining that the wind is taking away your worries and stress. And if the sun is out, it's about standing and turning your face to the sun and just being with the sun, allowing the sun to nurture and nourish your body, your mind and your soul. And these are beautiful practices to just be in the moment with what is. So I wanted to talk today about autumn and the cycles that women can flow through in autumn and what that really looks like. So this is what I'm finding with the women that I work with is this autumn phase. And so autumn looks like within your body when women become pregnant. So when women become pregnant, there's this change and transition. So you're leaving a part of your life behind. So either the first time pregnancy or multiple children, you're leaving a part of yourself behind. You're transitioning into a new phase of whatever that looks like for you. And so there's all of this, this thing that I shared with my client the other day, and it was just, she had a beautiful experience, and it was that we don't honor our bodies, we don't honor our cycles. Women get pregnant and that's just it, you know. And I said this is a celebration because I see over and over so many women are having trouble getting pregnant, and then what I'm finding with the women that I work with is whenever they listen deeply inside of their body, they need to go to, so before pregnancy sometimes the deep healing needs to happen in order to receive, to conceive. So that's whenever you're having trouble. You need to deepen into your body and nurture and heal deeper things that may be happening inside of your body, because your body is powerful. Wombs are powerful, and all of this beautiful, oh, right, that's my alarm. There's beautiful wisdom there. There's beautiful wisdom inside of the body. So this is the conceiving, and this is the where you deepen into. So before you conceive a baby, it's healing the body. It's coming to presence. It's noticing what is here for me to see, to witness, to be with. You go through deeper healing. Then it's moving into pregnancy, and it's this honoring, wow, this body was able to conceive, to be present, to notice, to be here. And my client, she hasn't been able to conceive, and she shared with me the other day, I'm getting morning sickness, I'm getting all of these feelings, and she says, and I love it. And she goes, every time I'm sick, I love it because I'm carrying this baby. And it's so beautiful to be with that, because I remember years ago, my daughter's going to be 12 this year, and I remember being in pregnancy with her. She was so uncomfortable. I was like, what is this creature inside of me? Because whenever I was pregnant, her head was right up in my ribs, and her head was right up in my ribs. I was so uncomfortable. She was breech from 29 weeks. And I was like, this one is going to be fierce. This one's going to take up space in the world. And she does. She is fierce. She takes up space. She, you know that she's there. So when I was carrying her, I knew that she was there every damn day. She was right up in my ribs. And so that's who she is now. And so there's this beautiful honouring and witnessing and being with the body as the body changes and grows. And so that's autumn as you are transitioning into that phase. And also autumn comes in the form of miscarriage and abortion. So miscarriage is this point where the body doesn't carry the soul. There is this releasing that happens. And I remember I went through miscarriage just before I had my daughter, and it was so painful, and it was excruciating, and the situation around it was horrible. The doctor was horrible. It was, and I felt so alone, and it was never spoke about. And that's, it's this month, I think 13 years ago, this month, and I just felt so alone. I felt so lost. We never spoke about things like that, and I know nowadays women are speaking more about it. They're being witnessed, they're being held, they're being honoured in their grief for this loss that's happening. And so that is autumn, how that happens. You're going through this loss. There's this grieving that needs to happen, to be with your body, to be with your womb. And women find themselves getting so angry with their bodies. But whenever you deepen into the body and really, really listen, to be with it, to come to a deeper understanding and to a healing space, then you get to move into the healing space, which is winter, and then come up out of that into spring, where you're opening your body again. But there's this allowing that happens. And so with miscarriage, it's so silent. So many people find it hard to speak about, to talk about, to be witnessed in it. And so many women find themselves alone and withdrawn and going through all of this pain alone. And so I work with women to heal the womb space, to really deepen in, to listen to the body, and to come to all of these beautiful spaces in between, and work through grief, and be with the grief, and be with everything that is arising and coming up, because your body is giving you a message. And it can be so painful to witness, to be with, and everything. But it's knowing that there are places to go, there are spaces to be held, and that gives some short reprieve, because I went through it so alone. It took me 10 years to really heal an experience that I had, where I held deep grief in my body for so long, because I didn't know. I didn't know that I could go through that. I didn't know I could heal. I didn't know all of the spaces in between. And then also there's abortion. So abortion is whenever a woman decides that this is not right for me, for my situation, for my circumstance. This is not what I want to do in the world. I'm not ready for this. I'm not supported enough. This is a time in my life where I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready, for so many different reasons. And that's okay. I work with women, and what I've discovered is there's a wide, vast range of women's circumstances. Women have been so shamed for making decisions about their bodies. And I want to bring light to that, and that's one of the big things that I find with abortion is shame and guilt. It's shame and guilt. And that is sometimes taking this decision to make this decision because the outside circumstances are not supportive. And so if you're not supported in that outside circumstance, then you'll not be supported on this journey of motherhood at that time. And sometimes there is other children and it's not the right time. And there's so many different factors that all play a part with all of that. And the decision, even when it comes from an empowered place, like I'm ready and all of these things, there's still shame and guilt because of society shaming and guilting women. When I attended high school, there was so much shame and guilt. It was ingrained in my brain that this was a bad thing, this was cruel, this was all of the things we see in the videos. As an adult, as a woman, as a mother, I see things differently. And I get to make a discerning choice where I realize and I've seen it's a woman's choice. Because life is not easy. And not everyone has support. And sometimes it's just not the right time. And that's okay. And so with abortion, there comes this space of, it is a transition. It's a celebration of a woman's choice, of a woman honouring her body, honouring herself, and putting herself and her needs first, above and beyond that of anything else. And it's an empowering choice. And a woman should be celebrated in it, instead of shamed and guilted. Because the thing is, unless you are in another person's shoes, you cannot judge. Because you have no idea what their experience is, what their life circumstances is, everything that plays a part in that present moment. And so, it's a woman's decision. And so this is the autumn phase where the woman decides. Then she comes into deeper healing. Because healing needs to happen whenever abortion takes place. Healing inside of a woman, inside of her womb, to be held, to be supported in her decision. And so that's what I wanted to share. This is what really came up around autumn time. And so all of these phases of women. And then there's the women that decide that they don't want to have children at all. And in that space is they go into the healing themselves. And this plays a part in all of the spaces as well. So autumn is this time where you are coming back to your body. You come back to your own self-pleasure practice. Sometimes it's not about giving out to other people. It's about coming back, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, your own self-pleasure practice. Noticing what needs to heal inside of your body and your life. And I've said this before, it's this childhood wounding if you're in a relationship. And this applies to your children as well, if you have children. And it also applies to people that don't have any children. It's these childhood wounding parts can come up and play. One tiny, tiny little incident that may have happened and played out in your childhood has this ripple effect throughout your whole entire life. You might find yourself playing that story over and over again. Whenever somebody upsets you, whenever somebody pokes at you, you find yourself reacting. You're emotional. You don't know how to deal with your emotions. Everything arises. And so the autumn time is to be with that, to be with the emotions, to go a little bit deeper and say, well, why am I behaving like this? Why does that annoy me so much? What is here inside of me? What is it that I need to listen inside of me a little bit deeper so that I can heal this thing, so that I can show up stronger inside of my life? I can show up stronger in all of the different situations and circumstances. And then there's also the sexual shaming. So I've spoke about that. There is sexual shaming, and it comes through for many different things. The lack of desire through pregnancy, through the experience of miscarriage and the feelings and everything that arises inside of the body, through the decision of having an abortion, and also this decision of deciding not to have children, and also the life circumstances that happen before all of the things. And there could be this shaming that happens in anywhere, and like I said, one moment in time, and it affects your entire life. But whenever you sit with it, you come deeper, you be held in it, you be witnessed. And what I find is, whenever I work with women, the most the thread that flows through was I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know that that was there. Whenever I do the deeper work with them, it's like opening the Pandora's box. This thing, it has been threading throughout your life. Whenever you bring light to it, you bring witness in it, and you bring deeper healing to this space, it has a beautiful, powerful wave and ripple effect throughout your life. And so that's autumn. So if you find yourself in autumn, your communication can be a little bit distorted because you're feeling all of the feelings and you don't know how to communicate them. And so this is what the work that I do. I do this with couples and I do this with singles. In my current package, it's Garden of Eden and Appetite. It's one-to-one coaching for 3 months. And this beautiful journey to deepen into yourself, to honor your body, and as a couple to come together to work through and to weave through whatever is arising, whatever is present. And so that's my sharing for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you have a really beautiful day wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to say winter, but it could be autumn. I'm going to feel in to see what really arises, what comes up. I have my beautiful client sessions today, so yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can send me a direct message and ask any questions. If anything that I spoke about today really spoke to you and awoke something inside of you, that you feel that there's something deeper inside of you that needs to be witnessed, and you're inquiring about my one-to-one coaching. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a beautiful day.